Dear colleagues, thank you very much for your invitation to this exciting event. And I am happy to share with you the vision of France on the development of European research infrastructures and the place that we attribute to SLICE's research infrastructure in the national and the European context. So France has supported and accompanied the development of European research infrastructures for several decades already, going back to the 60s, when a number of intergovernmental organizations were created around major scientific instruments, and up to nowadays, when 20 years ago, the European countries decided to create European Strategy Forum on Research Infrastructures, ESFRI. Under the French presidency of the European Council in spring 2022, we underlined the importance of ESFRI, this remarkable European endeavor, which fosters the scientific integration of Europe by establishing European research infrastructures. We were happy to host in France at the French Academy of Sciences the 20 years anniversary conference of ESFRI, which highlighted the role of research infrastructures at the heart of scientific discoveries, thanks to the high-level scientific presentations and the inspiring talk of Reinhard Genzel, Nobel Prize winner in physics. So in France, we pay a particular attention to the coherence between European orientations and national priorities in the field of research infrastructures. We welcome the developments of the European Strategy Forum activities on research infrastructures, as well as ESFRI recent roadmap published in December 2021, and supporting the structural role of the European orientations in France. At the national level, we also decided to update our national roadmap on research infrastructures in parallel to ESFRI update. Thus, the French national roadmap was also completed in 2021. And it is important to note that France is partner or coordinator of 46 research infrastructures out of 63 on ESFRI roadmap. All these 46 ESFRI research infrastructures are identified in the national roadmap, which contains 108 research infrastructures in France. So from the point of view of a public funder, France is among the first biggest contributors to the budget of the European research infrastructures and is actually engaged in 90% of ESFRI landmarks, which puts France on the first place of the engagement with European research infrastructures. If you keep in mind that the ESFRI Roadmap 2021 represents cumulative investment of 24 billion euros, you can understand the importance of this European undertaking for France. So the importance that France pays to the establishment of the European research infrastructures and in the political and financial engagement is translated in a very rigorous and complex procedure of selection and prioritization of the emerging research infrastructures or the upgrades of the existing ones. So these endeavors take several years to be constructed, several decades to be used, and several years to be dismantled. These state-of-the-art scientific instruments need very important investments, very high funding of operations, and very well-prepared decommissioning funds. While engaging in such European endeavors, we in France assess very thoroughly all the stages of the process, including the scientific strategic aspects, but also availability of funding, not only for construction, but also for the sustainable functioning of operations, including the impact of research infrastructures. Another very important element for our reflections and projections into the future is the environmental footprint and the impact of research infrastructures on climate change. We cannot think about multi-annual planning and future of the research infrastructures without taking into consideration these aspects. Now coming to SLICES. SLICES, the scientific large-scale infrastructure for computing, communication, experimental studies, is a project of a research infrastructure in digital field. As it was said already, it was put on the ESFRI roadmap in 2021, but actually it is a result of a long work of the researchers in this field. It was first included in the French National Roadmap in 2018 as a result of the fusion of two cutting-edge research infrastructures, FIT and GRID 5000, which merged to combine resources, capabilities, and boost their scientific visibility at both the national and European levels. Already active in areas such as the Internet of Things, SLICES was set up in France under the name of SILEX to be able to better develop its heterogeneous and distributed infrastructure, to create critical new research themes and skills for the connected distributed systems of tomorrow. Slices France also identified at that time the necessity to go to the European level and to build a European research infrastructure, which could integrate the ESFRI roadmap and serve the entire European community. So in 2018, it started organizing a European community to create Europe's first digital domain research infrastructure under the name of Slices. And a curious fact is that ESFRI had to create a dedicated strategic working group in digital domain to evaluate this research infrastructure, to evaluate its application to ESFRI roadmap. Because the strategic working group didn't exist before, actually. So the project didn't manage to respond to all the criteria to be introduced to ESFRI roadmap, but at that time, but it was already a very remarkable beginning to consolidate the European partnership in this field. And finally, as you can see, in 2021, we achieved altogether, also thanks to support of our French colleagues, this remarkable step of Spanish colleagues, I wanted to say, this remarkable step of Slices at the ESFRI roadmap. So Slices essentially concerns two communities, one focused on advanced communication tools, particularly mobile, IoT, the other one on the most advanced internet services. It complements high-performance computing infrastructures, which are organized for computing production in a highly structured environment. And concerning French support, at national level, in France, we launched a resilience funding program, which is called France 2030 strategy. And in this strategy, for 5G and future telecommunications network technologies have been identified as a target market with high growth potential, where France has real capabilities. The research infrastructure Slices enjoys support and targeted funding from this program. The National Program of Priority Research Equipment with two lines, cloud and 5G and future networks. So it witnesses our real important support to an infrastructure, to this new research infrastructure which we need to test new algorithms, protocols, and hardware, and connect them all for large-scale experimentation, as well as basic research to support the development of 5G and 6G while assessing their impact on the environment. The Slices project meets a key challenge for Europe's technological sovereignty in the digital sector, highlighted by the European Commission in the context of strong international competition. The need for a pan-European digital science infrastructure is reinforced by the future of the Internet beyond the deployment of 5G or 6G. This is an issue of technological sovereignty for Europe, which has high-performance scientific communities in the digital field and a strong international positioning, but which is subject to strong international competition. So Slices research infrastructure is a large and collaborative effort among member states, strongly supported by scientific community and industry. It took us several years to integrate Slices European research infrastructure into the ESFRI roadmap, and France continues to strongly support and to coordinate it, striving to build and to run this research infrastructure in the coming decades. I am particularly happy to talk today in front of you because France and Spain, we have long experience in building large-scale research infrastructures. It is the right time now for large-scale infrastructures for experimentations in ICT, and we project in the future of Slices with very great enthusiasm. So thank you very much for your attention. I wish you all a great meeting today, fruitful discussions, and I regret a lot not to be with you in Madrid, in this wonderful place, to participate in the discussions and projections in the future of Slices. Thank you.